All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone out there, and welcome to another Roulette Rivals World Championships 2022 matchup. Group stage matchup, Group D matchup here between Ducker and Ashton. And I am joined for this shoutcast by the one and only Yannini. Hello, Yannini, how are you?
Hello, Bob.
Good to hear
Thank
you.
you so much. Yeah, good to hear too. Good morning, first of all.
Yes, good morning. I literally just rolled out of bed like 20 minutes ago, maybe. Got a cup of coffee, and here I am in front of my computer. Poor posture, boom, the whole 9 yards right out of the gate.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can't mess with the classics. If it works, it works, and it works. And yeah, how are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you enjoying RRWC 2022 so far?
Sure. From all perspectives, pretty much. I've really missed this. I mean, normal are of course awesome, but RRWC always has a bit of a different vibe to it, and it's a lot more matches. Group stage. It's so long. It's always it's always something on. You can wake up, watch some roulette, go to work or uni or whatever, come back, watch some more roulette. It's very
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah, there's an abundance of roulette, as you said. You can wake up to roulette, you can fall asleep to roulette, tons of VODs to catch up on, so even if there's nothing going on and you missed a match, you are able to enjoy roulette at your leisure. Tons of new matches and awesome matches between new players, old players, very talented players. It's just awesome. It's such a great spectacle for Hitman enjoyers, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So as far as our spin is concerned, we were meant to be starting here. However, it does look like Ashton is not online yet. Hopefully it's just a case of maybe hitting the snooze button one too many times and just waking up a little slowly. But yeah, we'll see what happens. This gives us some time to just kind of chat and hang out and yeah, hopefully just make everybody in the mood for roulette, and hopefully Ashton shows up and
Great too.
gives us a match. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very great too. I mean, I really hope he shows up. Otherwise, yeah, we'll wait hyping it up for nothing. But I do hope so.
Yeah. And there's other
yeah,
matches happening later on too. Obviously, we want roulette now because
Exactly.
you and I are both here now, and people are going to be filing in, you know, for the match because we want it now. We don't want it in 2 hours. I mean, we will.
Give us matches immediately.
Yes.
Also, I think this is the busiest day yet, with 13 matches today.
13 matches. Goodness gracious. I feel thankful that I'm actually not in the mix with a match today. I've got one scheduled for tomorrow, but I'm taking today just to kind of relax. I'll help out with some shoutcasting, I think. But yeah, 13 matches. That's crazy. We can take a look at
It is quite a lot.
some of our upcoming matches here. We'll switch scenes here just while we're waiting.
About the time.
Yeah, so take a look here. Chat on the screen. You'll see all the times listed. This is Central European time. Is that what CEST stands for? I think so. Okay.
Summertime, but yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got Swastik versus Alex, Mr. Mike versus Gordy, Tanega versus Ashton, Pack versus Osh, Randy versus Buff, FE302. Okay, that one's actually... No, that is still Saturday. That's still a Saturday match.
Yeah.
FE302 versus Igor X. And if I go to hitmaps.com...
Yeah, I can already spoil the next one. So, exactly at 18, we said we had FE3 versus Egorex. At the same time, we have 2 more matches. Gorg versus Buff Guy, and Kalami versus Joker J.
Oh.
And
Wow.
then, well, for Europe, it's technically tomorrow, but especially for Americans, it's still in the evening. And then we have 1 a.m. we have Reaper versus Alex, and at 3 a.m. we have Plant Speaker versus T-Nega.
Wow. Yeah, and that's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're
Yeah.
America, and Plant Speaker versus Tanega is at 9 p.m. So that's a lot of matches. Holy hell. And then look at Sunday, too. Sunday looks to have about the same number of matches, maybe 1 or 2 less.
I mean, it does make sense that we get the most matches on the weekend, because, you know, the most, like, normally people have the most availability there, because, you know, it's sometimes hard to schedule with people from the other side of the world. So,
Sure.
you know, when you work, they sleep, when you sleep, they work, or whatever. And, of course, on the weekend, that's a bit easier. So that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. But whether this match happens or not, you know, just everyone should be reassured that there will be a ton more matches later on. The next one will be starting as soon as 2 hours from the time that this match is to be happening, and then it's just all day, just like every hour, every other hour. Yeah, good Hitman content to enjoy. So we will. A spin can be delayed up to a maximum of 15 minutes. So the timer has been delayed already 5 minutes, and that can happen 2 more times in order to give Ashton, you know, just a shot to show up for his match. You know, maybe he went out for breakfast and his car broke down or something. You know, who knows exactly what's going on. So we're giving him a little bit of time to hopefully notify us or get online and be ready for the match.
Exactly. You know, there's always something that can happen. It's a bit, you know, it's not a problem normally if we, you know, get it in advance. But sometimes, of course, yesterday we had Frody, who was fortunately the match admin and not the player. But Frody's internet just broke down, and he only been able to restore it today. So, you know, it went missing right in the match. So, of course, that could also happen to a player. So,
Yeah.
you know, things happen, but of course we really hope that Ashton can show up here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're holding out hope. I'm not going to give up hope until 47 seconds from you know, the maximum deadline, and then I'll give up hope. But
Yeah, that's fair.
um, yeah, there's policies and protocols in place, and you know what else too? I'm thinking of Yannini, is that the last time we got together for a co-cast, I think it was also a situation where the person didn't show up. It was a match that Frody was playing in, and the person like didn't show up for it, and then so we didn't actually,
Really?
yeah, we didn't actually get to do a cast, but we just did something like we're doing right now, which is just kind of like just chewing the fat a little bit, just riffing here, and yeah, I mean, but this doesn't count. I don't accept this as our one minimum cast per tournament, and we will have to try to prioritize making another one happen.
No, I don't have to either. As much as I love chatting with you, that's we'll definitely have to make another one then.
Oh yeah,
But of course there are a ton of matches left. We are, oh, I think it's the day 10 of the group stages, and yeah, it's not even half of them, and so many matches every day, and then of course we still have the KO stages. All the roulette action still goes on for I think 6 weeks, so yeah, definitely have enough time.
yeah, and the other thing is too is that like the action only gets more intense as the tournament goes on. Like the stakes get higher, especially once group stages are over, because then when matches conclude, people are out of the tournament, so it's very much a fight for survival, and the stakes, the drama, the interest, all of that is at its highest after the group stages, so this is just sort of like a warm-up, this is kind of whetting the appetites of all the roulette enjoyers, and hopefully bringing some people, just putting RRWC into their minds whenever they're browsing the categories, on Twitch, and they stop into Hitman 3, they see RRWC, they see at least three streams that have that in the titles, right? Because there's the match, and then there's the two competitors. So this just sort of like is helping to get the name out there. Matches all the time. We got some rookies that signed up for the event this year, so clearly, we're reaching a new audience. People are aware of it and becoming aware of it, so that's always really exciting to see too.
Always love to see the new players. Rookies always, you never know what to expect, and it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But to come back to the thing you said about the tension, I think it's definitely true. Not only with the KO stages, but also, during the towards the end of the group stages, it's always so exciting to see. You can mathematically, you can always calculate who has which chance in which scenarios, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can speculate. Oh, well, okay, who's gonna fight for the last spots here? And that's always really exciting, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially because we all have those names that we kind of recognize as being more likely to make it into the further stages of the tournament, and it's fun to think about, who's gonna knock who out, and how it's going to happen. On what maps is it going to happen? Players have their reputations for being strong at certain maps, or like really enjoying particular maps, like whether it's New York or Haven Island in your case, for instance. So whenever we see these kind of showdown matches on these big maps for these players, we're like, okay, there's a lot riding on it, right? Because there's these people have reputations for being good at this map or for enjoying this map, and kind of like I was in a match the other night with Santa Fortuna, and I was previously a fan of Santa Fortuna for roulette spins until I played this match, and I'm very cold towards Santa Fortuna now.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if people were expecting a better performance from me or not, because I'm on the record as really liking Santa Fortuna, but everything about that spin and that match just like went wrong. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and really kind of challenged my my commitment to liking a map and enjoying a map,
Yeah, I mean that's just not good. I didn't saw that live, but I heard some things, and I mean, I can't really relate because I never really liked Santa Fortuna that much for roulette, but I also have a reputation at being, kind of bad at it. So, but also I had a very similar experience the other day in a match, where I mean, with the first tie of RWC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the time ran out because I had so many rips, and not even that many rips, just far in, and then it's such a long map that you know, if you
Yeah.
get some curveballs shown, you are immediately have a big problem.
Yeah.
So I have hit some things like shooting the camera box with a loud pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know, and Andrea's assistant spotted me through the wall and the closed door. So that was kind of
Oh
fun.
man.
And yeah, then I had a really good run to make it safe, and like 1 minute left, and had to delete the camera box in the mansion, and didn't pay close enough attention to the Vanisher, and then
Mm-hmm.
he spotted me, and that was it.
Oh wow.
You know, Son of Fortuna always has the potential, of course, to be kind of fun, but it also can be a big pain, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, it was pure pain in my experience the other night. But I mean, I think I still like watching people play on Santa Fortuna,
Sure.
but you know, it just my experience of it the other night was one that made me left me with a very bad taste in my mouth, and yeah, I don't think I'll enjoy playing on Santa Fortuna again anytime soon. But I'll get over it, you know. Time heals.
At some point, yeah.
Time heals all wounds. But yeah, that the game definitely has those things that can happen where, you know, you get those GRB moments where you see a prompt and you attack from behind or whatever it is, and all of a sudden the NPC jumps around and is facing you, and then there's noise involved, and sometimes it's not necessarily a death sentence, right? Sometimes you can, you know, a noise is made and someone comes to investigate, but maybe you can hide the body, maybe you can do a distraction shot or something, you know, to help it out or to help that situation out. But yeah, not always. Sometimes the game just really kind of doesn't give you a whole lot to work. Like in the case of like wall hacks or something that shouldn't happen, you know, I've seen it happen to every single player. So you can't always look at like a win and loss record and see like, oh, this is purely based on this player's skill, because sometimes some absolute garbage does happen in this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. But of course, like when you play like only when you play really like a big ton of matches, then it kind of starts to equal out.
Mhm.
I've noticed this while looking through my stats on our stats, because like I think I still have, even though I didn't participate in an R9 at all, I think I still have the most matches played of most overall, or most maps played or something.
Sure.
So, and now like I think it's coming close to 100, and now slowly, the map stats actually start to mean something. You know, I have like I think definitely more than 10 maps, 10 played maps on every map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, besides 2. And now slowly, I would say, yeah, I have the good win rate on my good maps and bad win rate on my bad maps.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, but still isn't that accurate. But you see, you need like a very big you know, pool of played matches to actually, so that actually mean a whole lot. But it's still fun to look at stats. Stats are, I don't know, I just really like stats, even if they're not the most meaningful ones ever.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I think stats are a neat way to kind of track and like chronicle the history of the competition, and like it's neat to look at it from a community perspective as well as like an individual player perspective. And what you said there, I think, is a good point, and I agree and would like to kind of echo that, especially to our newer players, is that like when you see some of these statistics here where you get like 10 wins or 13 wins or something like that, obviously that's a lot of wins and it is impressive, but like no one starts out, or I should say most people don't start out immediately adding wins into the win column, especially with roulette, right? Because roulette is a game mode that kind of relies upon a mastery and knowledge, familiarity of the game mechanics. So it's not something that you can just pick up as like a level 1 player and play. You got to kind of invest not only into like unlocks and learning the game, but also learning strategy and timing, right? So it's something that is cumulative and the result of like a lot of practice and a lot of playing matches. So like when you start out, you're not gonna, obviously you don't have any track statistics, and you're more likely than not going to be adding stats to the losses and maybe the draws instead of the wins. But like continuing to play lets you get better, and then eventually you'll start to rack up those wins. So it might take, as you said, like 10 times on a particular map before it really is kind of like reflective of how good you actually are, or how comfortable or confident you feel, you know, on a particular map. You know, it's not going to be representative even after a few tournaments. Like I'm still kind of getting better, and when did I sign up? It was like RR7, I think, was maybe my first one. So I've only been in it for a few tournaments, and my numbers are getting there. Some maps still show 0 played, and some of them are very heavy towards the losses, even though I feel like I'm getting better at them. So it just takes time. And that's true for everyone, whether you're a longtime player or a rookie. It's an uphill climb. You know, that's just the way it is.
Yes. I mean, sometimes it's a you know, it's a faster or slower uphill climb.
Mhm.
But I definitely like to talk about this too, because like, I mean, I had a quite fast, like steep learning curve,
Mhm.
just because I you know, I started with R2, and right when Corona hit, and I had like time all day, and
Yeah.
I practiced a lot of roulette. So you know, I you know, didn't do that well on R2, but then won R3. So, but of course, that's just not the normal learning curve.
Right.
Normally, I'd say, yeah, you need a lot of match experience, especially to you know, to finally get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't give up, and you know, try more, try to get better. Watch past matches, and you'll be getting better in no time.
Yeah, and also there's like a great resource in the community itself, right? In the 47 speedrunning community. There's also the Providence Hitman community as well that does roulette focused events or like kind of roulette offshoot events. And oh, that's weird. The command doesn't work, or I didn't set it up. Well, in any case, the roulette. There's tons of roulette players hang out in the server. Almost, you know, they all do. So it's a great place to join and talk to other like Hitman enthusiasts, share strats. There's like a daily spin every day that players can do. It's like a randomly generated spin, you know, a roulette spin on a map of the trilogy. And players will kind of share their strats and talk about timing and things like that. So it can be a really great place and resource for just kind of getting other people's thoughts and theory crafting, you know, as it were. But as far as our match here, it looks like Ashton did not make the cutoff here
For
for showing
breaking
up.
news though, because Ashton just wrote in our chat.
Oh.
He got here now. Well, it's technically past the time, but if they decide to play now, we could still have a match.
If he goes live right now.
Looks like we're getting a new timer. Looks like, yes. Very nice. Cool.
Awesome.
I didn't expect that to happen at all.
Awesome. All right, we do have a match then. Perfect. I was shocked. Look at the drama. Hey, I'll take it. Sometimes the drama is adjacent to roulette, you know, like kind of like showing up for the match and then appearing last minute. All right. That's absolute poggies.
I mean, he did show up, so that just gave us some more time to chat, which is also nice. But as long as we're getting a match, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, this is the best of both worlds. We got a little bit of time to warm up and just in chit chat about roulette and stuff like that. And Ashton shows up. Awesome. Best possible outcome.
Yes.
So he'll be going live. I imagine he will appear live in just a few moments here. And our spin should be here in under 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And so, assuming the match will actually be happening here, then first we're traveling to Mumbai, which has been chosen by Ducker, who, by the way, is a 6-time roulette rival champion. Very, very frightening opponent to face. Ashton, returning rival. He's been in a few different roulette events. He has chosen Isle of Scale for his map pick, and then we'll have a third map, which is chosen by Hitmaps. It has probably already been revealed in the Discord, but for purposes of tension, suspense, and excitement, I won't be mentioning it. Maybe you already know what it is, though, in chat. You probably know what it is, but let's just keep it a secret for some element of suspense. A third bonus map for our uninformed viewers, at least. And
Sounds good.
yeah, our map performance here. We've got Ducker with 13 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. I feel like I may have watched the map that ended in a draw. I don't know. I could tell. rrstats.currymaker.net has like the history of matches and stuff, so we could find out which match that was that ended in a draw and when it was. But yeah, 17 times on Mumbai. That's crazy.
a lot, and it's a great win rate as well. I mean, one tie, even for a great player like Daka, one tie on Mumbai doesn't surprise me. I think Mumbai is, per the stats, the second slowest map, and it really is. It just, it just takes a long time to complete a spin, and it's there are some tricky spins as well. So
Yeah.
that makes total sense.
Yeah, definitely. So Ashton's got a pretty, even performance here. While Ducker is a really fierce opponent, it is roulette. Anything can happen. So let's see what shakes out. Would you care to tell us what our spin is, Yannini?
Oh, definitely. We have for Vadikale the Maelstrom, Amputation Knife as the Dancer. For Vanya Shaw, we have a Loud Assault Rifle as Queen's Bodyguard. And for Daud Rangan, the Saber as a Bollywood Bodyguard. A lot of guarding here.
Awesome. Yeah, a lot of guarding going on. Saber for Dawood as Bollywood Bodyguard. I wonder. I mean, I don't think this is necessarily a spin that is, where the brick lure isn't the best thing to do here. But when you see something like a Dogwood kill, your mind kind of wonders that, doesn't it? Like, sure, the Bollywood bodyguards follow him out of the tower, right? But the Saber is only up in the tower. So you got to be up there for that reason and for the Dancer disguise if you don't start Dancer.
Exactly. That's a really good point, actually. I mean, I personally am a player that is only comfortable with brick lure, so I'll do brick lure every time, no matter the spin.
Sure.
But I can totally see a world where that would be optimal, if you are really experienced with that, and if you have a good way of getting the Maelstrom and stuff, then you could start tower, you could get Dawood right away, pretty much, the Saber and the guard, and then you can grab the Dancer disguise too, and you wouldn't even need to do the brick for Vanya, since. I mean, yes, the Queen Bodyguards, of course, also follow her out, which is very convenient. But of course, it's also easy to grab in the train yard. So
yes,
the Loud Assault Rifle makes it a bit more tricky anyway. Because if you do the brick lure, leave her there, it kind of has to be the last kill, and even then, there's not an exit right nearby.
Right.
So well, you can do it before, but it's a bit tricky to get it. Do it so it doesn't get found.
Yeah, I was actually just trying to think about where I might get a loud firearm kill on Vanya. Like, I could try dragging her into the corner and then shooting her from somewhere totally far away, but you pacify a lot of bodies in the train yard, right?
Exactly.
You could also maybe dump her into one of the furnaces in the metalworking shack to get rid of the body, but again, you've got people there. Definitely something that would make you think, and I haven't really thought about that until, I'm just now seeing this spin, but as far as Ducker's concerned, Ducker started Skywalk, isolated the Maelstrom, Holy Man, did that whole thing, and is now on his way to the train yard. Ashton's looking to start as a Dancer. That's
a different stress here. Now he can.
Yeah.
I mean, Ashton took a lot more time while planning. He's in after 2 minutes of planning, but
yeah.
Of course, I'm interested if he has a way of making this work. I would love to see it.
Yeah, definitely. Ashton's he's got his Saber, and he's going to be climbing down the elevator shaft. Ducker is jumping around the laundry here. He's looking for the Dancer disguise, and he's got it now. So,
nice.
Now, Amputation Knife.
Interesting, because Ashton didn't do what we talked about, of course, but he just gonna do the brick layer too. But he just started in the Dancer disguise and got the Saber, which gives him everything that he needs from the tower. Of course, he has an illegal item on his back now, so he has to be a bit more careful.
Sure.
But I'd say that's a pretty nice start, because if you think about it, Ducker also just has a Dancer disguise, no Saber, but of course Ducker has the Maelstrom isolated already. So. But if Ashton can make up for that, then he's looking really good. Oh my god.
That whoosh.
Confidence on that man.
Yeah, I hate running across that gap there because those guards will, you almost always, that's like a proximity trigger that makes that distant guard walk towards the one who has his back towards you. So you always get that whoosh when you run past there. And it's nearly a guaranteed rip. It was all but a rip at that point when Ashton was running past. So really lucky he didn't get in trouble there. But he's going to be running towards the train yard, I think. Ducker is clearing out this metalworker shack here. So maybe...
Makes no sense.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see Vanya disposed of here.
Might be, but I also think, so the thing is, the area here is huge, right?
Hmm.
So especially if you knock those two out, I think you can make it work, so that no one hears the shots or no one investigates the shots at least.
Gotcha.
Um, so that could be what he's planning to do here. Meanwhile, Ashton, I'm not sure. It looks like he's gonna raise the flag.
Yeah, he's working on getting the
Um,
maelstrom to come up here to the hill, I think.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense, of course. As an easy trigger for the Maelstrom. I wanted to ask anyway. I don't know. I know normally you always does Skywalk, right? And
Hmm.
then of course the flag gets raised automatically at 150. I do not know when that happens in the dancer start. I think it's different from every start.
I
So you're just gonna
believe it is
raise it as you go.
different. Yeah, I believe that the maelstrom does not walk up to the hill at the same time, regardless of like which start you pick, right? Like I'm pretty sure it does depend on the start.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Definitely it's a different timing, but okay, Mando says 2:30-ish to 3 minutes, but so anyway, he raised it now, so he's Maelson's gonna come anyway. Meanwhile,
Mm-hmm.
Ducker is proceeding with a brick lure.
My
Oh, that was
gosh!
unfortunate.
Oh man, it's always in front of those pylons in
Yes.
the train yard. It's like they get stuck as they like move towards them, and then they'll do like a quarter turn. You know what I mean? Like they'll turn 90 degrees, and it's just if there's anybody pacified behind you, when they make that
Yeah.
turn, they're very likely to see someone lying on the ground there, which is what happened to Ducker. And so Ashton now has a very comfortable lead here, or 3.5 minutes. Has the maelstrom identified and pacified there. He's got his dancer disguise left by the maelstrom, and he's also switched into just a street thug disguise. So
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You can just leave that dancer right where you need it at the kill at the Maelstrom. The amputation knife, I was told, is in the train yard, so he can't kill the Maelstrom quite yet, but it's gonna do that soon enough.
yeah, I struggled to think of where the amputation knife was. But for anyone who doesn't know, hitmaps.com is your one-stop shop for all things Hitman, including interactive maps with for all the levels across the trilogy, indicating where interaction spots are, items, disguises, weapons, all sorts of stuff. Blend locations. Check it out.
Exactly.
So Ashton's probably consulting hitmaps right now to see where this amputation knife is. I guess it's in one of the train cars, huh?
I guess so. I actually don't know where exactly it is. I can quickly look it up. But okay, it seems it
It's
seems
more
to
fun.
be
It's more
in.
fun to guess. It drives chat engagement.
Yeah,
It makes them go
for
to
sure.
hitmaps.com. If we have all the information, then it's only one person going to hitmaps.com. But if we make chat go, 3 or 5 or 10 of them will go look for us,
True. Tactic to increase traffic. Okay. It's gonna crowbar open this door. I don't know if he's allowed in here. He is not. He's not a queen's bodyguard. He's just a
Right.
normal guard. So that's kind of not good.
Did
He's
he
gonna.
is he panicking them? Oh, he's going to body. Oh
Well,
my
he's
gosh.
trying to. Well,
This is a
that works
lot
with
of
body shots.
panic. Don't stay there.
Yeah, I mean, for now it's fine. He has to wait until they. Well, he has to grab it. Okay, well, he's gonna wait, which means. Yeah, they're gonna go back
What?
to normal. Nice. I love these NPCs. There are some NPCs that just, when they're like body shot, they just go back to normal immediately. I've had this experience quite a lot in recent times, and it's always super funny.
They're just like, oh, well, that's just your average Tuesday at work in Mumbai.
Yeah, just get shot and we'll get back to work. That's just very nice. But
But
he got it in the end anyway.
Yeah, it works out for him, so that's really awesome to see. Ducker, meanwhile, is catching up. He's done everything he did, 2.5 minutes into his last attempt. He's now started the brick lure and clearing out the train yard here. Once again, hopefully better luck with the head turn on the train yard crew as they're walking through here. So Ashton's going back up to get the maelstrom kill here, I think. And then he's going to do the brick lure because he hasn't started. Has he started that yet? I don't think he has.
No, he has not. And I think it makes a lot of sense to go. I think Ashton's approach is, pretty much the safest way you could do this. But also a very smart way. So yeah, it's kind of slow and steady, but it's very, very. It's still pretty fast and pretty safe. So I like it a lot. And now he has the first kill down. And as you said, probably gonna start the brick lure. And he has everything prepared. He has a saber. I don't know if he has a Lord Assault Rifle, to be honest, but
what is going on
well,
with Ducker? One of these guards was like way far behind. he had to,
yeah.
he had to slow
Man.
down the whole crew so this one dude could catch up.
Normally it's Neha who trolls like that, but you know, not ideal, of course. But you know, he's still gonna knock him out. This time he's delayed him a bit more, so it shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah, this will
Nice.
looking much better for Ducker here this time. And now, yeah, so he's in the Queen's bodyguard disguise. Don't know if he's actually got a loud AR nearby yet. But there is a stashed item there in the train yard, it looks like.
Or
a pickup.
Ducker?
Yes, for Ducker. There's I think
so.
a suitcase or something there in the train yard.
Yeah, I might be mistaken, but okay, I don't have enough movement knowledge, but I think one of the guards. No, they don't have. I think it's so difficult because the Bollywood bodyguards have allowed SMGs, or allowed pistols, and then the two guards have shotguns. I don't know if anyone has a lot of assault rifle.
Ashton has one.
Has a lot of assault rifle.
He does have one in his briefcase. Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So Ducker's working on getting this food vendor here out of the picture. He's getting ready to do the snail isolation on Dawood here when he crosses the barge. Ashton's also getting set up for the same thing.
Started the brick lure, which is intriguing to me, because you know you could have done that too, but I would have assumed he would do Vanya first.
Yeah, did he?
Yet?
I don't know if he's actually started it or not. He might just be. Oh wait, no, did he?
He did start it. I missed that then. I thought he didn't start it because he went here, but apparently he did.
Oh my gosh, he crowbars open the door and then he's messing with the generator. What is going on? I can't even.
Fights.
Oh my god, and then he's pacifying in front of an open door?
Yeah, and the other guy might turn around because of the generator, right? And no, okay, well, it all worked. I won't say anything, but
yeah,
it scared me.
It seems to have worked out for now. Ducker, meanwhile, gets the whole snail isolation done on Dawood as well. He's going to switch into the Bollywood bodyguard disguise, and now comes the journey up into the tower to grab that saber.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, this is this is quite something. I think what Ashton gonna do is yeah, he ignored Vanya, so probably doesn't know or want to risk a way of shooting Vanya with a loud weapon in the train, like near the train yard. So he's gonna do it here.
Is he? But there's still 3 NPCs on her. You know, she arrives with 3 NPCs. Dawood's coming with 3 as well.
I am excited for. I'm interested about how he's gonna get her.
Yeah.
But if he gets her here, then it's a very nice way to do a loud kill safely.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to see something new here because this definitely is not what you typically see on Mumbai.
No, definitely not.
I mean, a beach house isolation or approach isn't, it's a known thing, but it's a very difficult thing to do, and that's assuming that Vanya isn't arriving with her crew. Like I've never seen a beach house done with Vanya and her people in tow. So, here we go with Ashton using is he just using a coin lure for Dawood?
Don't know, maybe. That'd be interesting. I don't know if he has a snail or not, but
okay, Dawood doesn't seem
Dawood
to
does not like the coin.
No, he doesn't.
He ignores the coin.
He doesn't care for it.
Okay, that's gonna get a bodyguard for sure. I guess he doesn't have a snail or something. That's gonna be very tricky for Ashton now.
Ducker gets the saber kill there on Dawood, and no, Ashton got a body found.
Oh yeah, the guard worked around the corner. Of course, there's still a body there. Oh
Saw
no.
the food vendor's body who was dragged up onto the stairs. Ashton tried to hide. Yeah, it can always be risky making a distraction that brings someone closer to a body, and that's what was going on there. I think he was hoping that just Dawood would go. But that was going to be really hairy of an isolation. I wish that we could have seen how he would have approached the Vanya portion of that, because that's what I was most interested to see.
Oh, for sure. I think it would have been very interesting how you would have done that, but maybe we'll get to see it. But not if Ducker has anything to say about it.
Yeah.
He's now in the Queen's bodyguard and gonna get the amputation knife.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a lot easier in the Queen's bodyguard disguise because you couldn't just stroll in there.
Yes. Yep. Should be allowed to.
He even has the key. Very nice. There we go.
I love how Ashton shot one of them in the leg and they didn't even comment on it. Just went back to work.
Yeah, they were freaked out for like 10 seconds and that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah, just a little weird. Just a little freaked out.
Yeah. Quite funny though. Now Ducker is has the amputation knife, has the right disguise. So he's gonna go for the maelstrom now. Then the disguise is here, and then as the last kill, he's gonna worry about Vanya.
Might see a
Vanya's kill.
train exfiltration, do you think? We're gonna see her shot and then exfiltrated with that particular that train rolls by every 2 minutes or something, I think.
Yeah, it would be a long wait. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would be quite if you aren't sure if someone hears it or is gonna investigate that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess that's the safest way because that's very much the closest exit then
Sure.
you can take. Besides the taxi guy of course nearby. But I guess if you aren't sure if he's gonna panic or not, then definitely should risk that.
Ducker's gonna drag him in here, and I think that's just because you don't want the Maelstrom to make any noise when he's eliminated with that thrown amputation knife. Sometimes
Yeah,
thrown
I
item.
don't think that should be a problem, but better safe than sorry, of course.
I'm
especially in a
always paranoid of it, like I
Yeah,
don't
no,
fully
makes
understand how noise is handled when like you throw an item at a KO target, like whether their
Yeah,
face
sure.
is, if they're facing the item or not. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I've had people here thrown KOs, whereas I always thought they were silent for a period of time.
Yeah, shown KOs are actually quite loud, so
Or I'm sorry,
definitely
a
something to be
a thrown elimination or
shown
a
elimination,
thrown kill.
yes, of course. Shown,
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, shown KOs are more silent, of course, than
Mhm.
shown elimination, which is so interesting as well. But Daka now, as you mentioned, the train just rolled by.
Mm.
So if he wants to take the train, then he has to wait quite a lot.
Yeah, he might end up just either running for the dock, or if he's got coins, which I don't think he does, he could do like a taxi exit. But
Careful here if he doesn't get killed by the train tracks. I think this part is still he has to be
Oh my
fast
God!
about it.
oh wow,
Okay, that
he
was
does
fine.
get searching.
Let's get searching. That's normal. But it depends on if he's okay. These guys are panicking. Oh, it's just a taxi guy. Okay, then he should be fine. I don't know if the guy. Ooh, this might be tricky.
Was he gonna rely on this for an exit? I wonder.
Maybe. Oh well, the guy went very fast to be back to normal. So that should be a quick exit. There we have it.
Wow.
That's that.
All right. Well, that answers that. Yeah.
He was also one of the NPCs that just like, oh well, some gunshots. Okay, well, go back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Beautiful. So there is the first 2 points of this match going to Ducker, who had one rip about 3.5 minutes in, I would say. And just because that is definitely one of the parts of a Mumbai spin where players should try to exercise some extra caution and awareness and try to time your pacifications on those royal guards, Queen's Guard or whatever, to get the one who is like going to collide with the pylon, right? Because if they're like on the course to run into that pylon, they'll stop and then they'll do that quarter turn where they're likely to see anyone pacified behind them. So if you take them out before they reach the pylon and let the other guy who's further off to the side just walk right past it, kind of reduce your chances of getting ripped there a little bit. But everyone's mileage, your mileage may vary there with whatever happens in the train yard and your Mumbai practice. But
also, we saw that 10-minute rip in by Ashton, of course, which we would have liked to see. But stress was a bit slow in the end anyway. But it would have been very interesting to see that compared.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as you just wanted to say, we're gonna move on to scale.
Yes, we are now moving on to scale, which is Ashton's pick. Looking at our player's performance here, we can see Ducker been here a total of 16 times, 11 wins, 5 losses, and Ashton's been here a total of 4 times with 3 losses and 1 draw. So, is that in the picture of Ashton's profile? Is that the constant?
Constant, yes.
That is the constant. All right, so maybe he's feeling especially confident on Isle of Scale. Then I wonder.
That might be, yeah. I mean, of course, as we spoke earlier about the stats. You know, from the stats, you would think, oh well, why would Ashton pick Scale? But of course, the stats don't paint the whole picture. So, but it's still interesting because Ashton has played. I can tell, but Ashton already played 3 matches. In this group stages, and he picked Scale 2 times, and 1 time Paris. And Ducker played 1 match so far, and he also picked Scale. So picking Scale against the Scale picker is quite bold, but you know, I'm sure feeling confident here.
I mean, if they are, Ducker's demonstrating something that is relatively new to me. I'm not sure how long this has been known about. But this phone lure for Zoe is not something I've seen a lot of. I think I saw someone doing it in a recent Scale match, but do you know this particular strat, Yannini? Is this like a recently discovered thing?
It's definitely been known for quite a while. It's not been used a lot. I know Meme Junkie was definitely always a very big advocate of it. And I know that he used it definitely in a match against me. I think RR7 or 8 that was. I think it's not that recent, definitely, but I think it's picked up some use in the last over the last few tourneys.
And that's
it definitely can be useful for certain things.
Yeah, and that's the thing too about roulette is that there's so much knowledge behind different strats, timing, isolation that it's very hard for one player to be aware of like all strats at all times. So much of it is dependent on timing and start location and all sorts of different things. So we all only have so much room in our brains for roulette knowledge. At least I feel this way. I feel like anytime I learn a new strat, something else is like pushed out of at the back of the queue. You know what I mean? Like some Mendoza strat or something is just like forever burned from my memory in exchange for being able to learn something new. So it's just a constant cycle of learning new strats and then like forgetting older ones or ones I haven't had to rely on in a while. But I mean, I like that. I like that phone lure, and that seems like a useful thing for Zoe on Scale, because most people only know how to do either the MOC lure or maybe trying to peekaboo her from the wake. You know, from behind the casket, Janus's casket, but that doesn't seem to work as well anymore.
Seeker shot always works still.
Yes, the Seeker shot, yep, when she's going through the gallery, you can get her in that toilet pretty easily. Yes, so I'm always interested to see things I don't see a lot of.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. But spin is almost here. You can take it this time.
Awesome. All right, we have Zoe Washington eliminated using a silenced shotgun disguised as Castle Staff, and Sophia Washington eliminated using a cleaver disguised as Jebediah Block. The old oil baron. He's an oil baron, right? Jebediah Block?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
There's something about environmental energy and all that stuff, so...
exactly.
All right, cool. Ashton not hesitating at all with planning, going straight in.
I'm very interested what's gonna do. I mean, both these guys are allowed in the respective areas. I think that's quite a big point on Scale. You know, if the disguises are allowed for the respective targets in their areas, because that changes up quite a lot. Because, for example, Ashton is gonna start Architect immediately, because you can just isolate here and come back later with the right disguise, and that we couldn't do that with a disguise that's trespassing up here, or it would be harder. So it's gonna interestingly use, I think, a
gold bar,
gold bar that is, to lure her behind this curtain and drag her in the side room, and that's Sophia down already.
Yeah, no seeker required. Freeze up. You know, it's just a different way to kind of plan a loadout, because it's also a melee item. It's a lure, like a coin. So pretty interesting to see that gold bar get some use. I like that.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, especially, I mean, you are right. It does free up a slot for something else.
Mhm.
But it doesn't use the Seeker. It's still interesting because I'm interested what it's gonna do for Zoe now. Because when I would have loaded in, I would have immediately said, oh, well, okay, two guys that are allowed there, so immediately I would go double Seeker without without thinking about it too much. But I love to see that both players are doing something differently here.
Yeah, definitely. And also the fact Ashton didn't hesitate at all to do this. Oh, I've seen this before as well. When you take a shot with a baller at that painting, she hears the gunshot and will come investigate.
That's a nice idea too. Definitely, I like that. Like that too.
Yeah, that's something I'm starting to. I've seen a few times, and I very much like it. Oh, but I don't know if this is going so well here because
you wanted to get the guard, her guard in here.
Yeah, I think so.
But it looks like he's waiting outside anyway.
Yeah, he is. He does wait outside. I guess he's gonna open the door and throw something.
Because I know that normally you would think the guard would follow, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is very risky here. But I guess it was triggered because with a medic she goes in here. Then the guard now waits outside. And I guess that was triggered by her walking into this room, which is very interesting.
So he's just trying to place a distraction so that when the door is opened and the guard comes in, he will not see the body.
If it's triggered, I guess the guard shouldn't come in at all.
No.
But yeah, he wants to force it. I actually think. I mean, of course, I'm not sure because I've never done that this way. But I mean, with a medic, you can just leave him outside. He will never come in. And if it's the same thing as triggered here, which looks like it, then he would never come in too. So I think you could leave him up.
Interesting. Definitely something to experiment a little bit with and learn more a bit about how that works and what you can get away with. But Ducker, meanwhile...
Yeah,
I was gonna say, while we're talking, Ducker's done a lot, actually. He's got himself into the Jebediah block disguise, and I think, is he working on getting a castle staff as well here now?
He does, so that means he already has both disguises down, which is very nice, convenient, of course, already.
And Jebediah block being the harder of the two disguises to get, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Castle staff always is here at your disposal. No, I don't think it has any targets isolated yet, but as I said, seeker shots are always an option, or whatever he's come to his mind. Radio is a bit missed sadly, but shouldn't be too much of a problem because it's legal.
Right.
This could be tricky though. What's doing right here?
Yeah, Jebediah block can get away with a lot, but he can't have a shotgun on his back.
Yeah. That is a bit too much.
So Ducker was getting some unwanted attention trying to get up into that window there, so he's going to think of something else. But as you pointed out, he did miss some timing for both, the peekaboo when she's walking up the stairs and the radio lure when she's walking by the hallway. That's at 2.5 minutes or so. Maybe it's 250 or something. But in any case, yeah, those opportunities have passed, and he'll have to figure something else out. He's also not trespassing, so he can't rely on any peekaboos.
Yeah, I guess he'll just wait for the second cycle radio here.
Oh, Ashton had a rip at some point too, just a few moments ago.
Yeah, Ashton just ripped. While this time he changed up a bit and tried to go for the Jebediah block disguise, which he ripped on. And this is quite interesting because he got it. That looked a bit close, but Ducker got Sophia. Yeah, that's interesting that this is the timing for the second radio.
Yeah, this is not her first. This is
radio because she was delayed. I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah, I don't think this would be her first cycle. This has got to be second cycle.
It wouldn't be the second one either. For the second one, it's quite too early, I think. But
yeah,
okay,
must have, as you said, triggered some kind of proximity, conversation.
Definitely, I'm not that big of an expert on scale to know that.
Oh boy, here comes
Constant. Very careful here with the constant.
Woo!
But worked out all right.
Awesome.
Well, he does just need the cleaver now, I'd say. I don't think he has that yet.
Ashton gets a real quick, I believe calmer Jebediah there. He gets all the eyeballs off of him and gets his disguise without any issues, thankfully.
It's very nice.
Now, he does not have the cleaver yet. He will need to fetch that from the kitchen.
Yes, indeed. And Ducker left his. Oh, yes. Ducker ran into the 2 guards running below. I always also forget to look out for them. But if you want to climb down here, you should probably look out for them. But yeah, they are gone now, so Ducker can easily roll down this ledge. And now he can probably gonna go and grab that cleaver.
It's interesting that Ashton's not able to get this entertainer with a thrown distraction.
Normally, of course, you would do that, but since you stashed Sophia here, that's a bit of a more of a problem. I mean, this should do, honestly. Luring him to that door, I think his thrown KO there should be fine. And then you can drag him, of course, into that room too.
Perfect. All right. So Ducker's running through here. He's in his elite guard disguise. He has retrieved the cleaver, and Zoe's, I think, still up there to his left.
Yes, Zoe is still walking around here. He hasn't done. I don't think he has an emetic tool or something. So I assume he's gonna do the MOC lure, maybe. I'm interested how he will get her in any way, but. Yeah, Ducker has now everything that he needs for the kill on Sophia. Ducker wants to be very very safe and just KOs the content here. He walks through here a lot, so it just doesn't want want him to spot the body.
Okay, Ashton is waiting for this timing, it looks like, with this silenced pistol shot that she'll hear after she walks through the gallery.
Yeah, it should be quite soon. She just, looking at the necklace now, having a short conversation, but then she should come here in quite a short amount of time. And meanwhile, Ducker now got the first kill on Sophia Washington. Now his castle staff is somewhere here. Yeah, exactly there.
Right.
The shotgun he left a bit below, but then he has everything for that too. Just needs to isolate Zoe in some way.
Did he pacify the constant? Does he have
Yes, he did. That's what I mentioned. He was sick of the constant walking back and forth through that room, maybe or maybe not spotting the fear. So he just subdued the constant.
Oh my gosh. Must have been distracted with something that was happening with Ashton when that occurred.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so Ashton gets his silenced shotgun kill on Zoe there in the bathroom. Very nicely done.
It's a bit tricky here. I guess, yeah, okay. I would have been scared of that, because, Ducker does get 3 short KOs, followed short on top of each other. I would have been, scared that the custodian does not investigate that shot himself, or like just stays there and turns around, and then that whole run would have been gone, but it worked out in the end for him.
Yeah, it's always risky to do like shots like that, especially in areas where they can't like walk to investigate, because they might just stay put and then just do that head turn, and that's not good, because then you can't use a bullet distraction in that location again. Right, because the second one will cause panic.
Indeed.
So
but yeah,
bit of a risk.
So it's all good.
Yes, thankfully. So now Ducker is going to trigger the lure by stepping through the door. Or I mean, you have to step through the door and have those guards speak to you in order to start it, right? Oh my gosh, Ashton's got the kill.
Damn, I mean, Ashton caught up really nice here.
So fast.
Took quite a long route, to be honest, yes.
Yeah.
That was very nice catch-up. And, so this long MOC lure and this long, waiting on both targets might be what's gonna go into a photo finish here. And
look at Ducker doesn't even, or Zoe's guard's not even anywhere near her.
Oh, yeah, it's so unfortunate as well. Now you get that really bad RNG, but it's definitely
Wow.
gonna. I'm very sure it's gonna be a photo finish. Has to KO this.
Wow. GG's, Ashton. Really nice.
Very nice, but Daka is gonna finish it up quite quickly too. It's gonna
Yes.
get the shotgun, get the kill, and now gonna exit with the helipad. So, I mean, it's just gonna be photo finish, but I'm pretty sure the load times, I think they both had one restart, shouldn't be significantly different. Or I'm not even sure if Daka had a restart, so I don't think he can catch up there.
Yeah, it's unlikely that Ashton will have loaded for the amount of time that Ducker, finished behind Ashton. So that's the only way he'd be able to win that photo finish. I also agree that I don't think it's likely Ducker would be able to make up that time. Pretty confident in saying that, but it is his right to force the match admin to calculate the difference if he wishes. But he also has the right to just waive it and say, no need, let Ashton take the points and move on to the next map. Our third and final map, which is not a true decider, but I mean, I guess it actually is kind of in this sense, because someone could have it counted as a win or a loss at this point.
That's true. I mean, that's the cool thing about the group stages. Every map counts the same.
Mhm.
Every map counts equal. We're not going about, it doesn't matter if you win 6-0 or 4-2 or something. So,
Right.
yeah, every single map, every single strip, every single strat, whatever matters. So, I think it's just really cool. And then in the end, we all added up, and then we'll see who comes out on top.
Definitely. And the third and final map is what? What will it be? Well, it actually we have to wait for the photo finish because it definitely ended in a photo finish. Ducker is waiving the photo finish though, so that makes our match admins. Yeah, it makes sense, and thankfully it makes everybody's lives a little bit easier because we don't have to wait for the next map. Match admin does not have to do a whole bunch of math and comparisons and stuff, and we just get to move right on to the decider, which is Berlin. Oh boy!
And love me some Berlin. I think this is
what
gonna be
what a
exciting.
decider, right?
Yeah. Great map 3.
Awesome map 3. Yeah, 5 target map, extremely versatile map. I think tons of ways to come up with niche and super optimized strats based on which targets you kill. The gear that the ICA agents drop can offer some versatility. If something's like silenced SMG, silenced pistol, loud sniper rifle, whatever it may be. There's a lot of variability on Berlin, which makes me very excited.
Oh, I surely agree with that. It's gonna be very exciting. A bit over 4 minutes till the spin arrives, but yeah, I mean, oh my, look at those stats, Ducker.
Wow! Oh boy.
I mean, we know Ducker played a lot of maps everywhere, and but 14-1 is just an absurd win rate.
That's insane. 14 wins with just 1 loss, and he has previously faced off. Against Ashton and won that one time. Ashton's been here 6 times, 3 wins, 3 losses. So, a somewhat, I mean, there's some experience there for sure. You're not going to have a record like that if you're totally unfamiliar and unequipped to deal with Berlin,
No, definitely not. But of course, it very much always depends on the spin, especially in Berlin. It's like, we talked about all the variability that it has, and it's really quite open with all the agents and your freedom of choice. But it's very cool to see, and I'm excited what those players cook up on it. And I think that's always the most cool part about Berlin, because on some maps I just love to see the same strats and just players racing off who can just do it better with the same strat. But here, the interesting part is always see, at least for me, which strat is actually better, because most of the time, like, that 2 players have the exact same strat is quite unlikely on Berlin, as it's so many different approaches.
Yes, unless I would agree entirely with that statement, except in the instance of a spin that's like clearly like a Rolf Lure spin. Something like, well, I mean, I'm not, we all would know a Rolf Lure spin when we see it. Obviously, Suit can't be a part of it, or shouldn't be a part of it, ideally. Rolf Hirschmuller would be part of the spin. You wouldn't see something like Fire or Consume Poison, obviously. But in that instance, I know Buff Guy is a big enjoyer of this map, and he feels very conflicted about the existence of the Rolf Lure. But I mean, it has its place, I think.
Oh, totally. I think,
it's no different than the Brick Lure in Mumbai in that sense. And
No,
I know he's got no issue with that. He's got no issue with that strat on Mumbai.
It's a bit it's a bit mean because Buff is playing 4 matches today, and well, it means today for my today. He just played 2 matches earlier when it was still night for you guys. But of course, we know Buff has quite an interesting sleep schedule. And then he went to bed for 4 hours and then plays another 2 matches. So, he's asleep right now, but we're, playing this Berlin in honor of him, I guess, then. But yeah, I definitely agree. Of course, even the Rolf Lure, of course, has a lot of plays on this map. It adds to the pool of strat you can use, and, I always think the more strat, the merrier. If you like to use it or not, it's on your, it's on you, or if you want to use it or not. Most often it can be equally fast, but to do go another way. But it's always interesting to see.
Yeah. I find it interesting to see, like when one player decides to do it and one player doesn't, right? Because then it's kind of an examination of that argument that you tend to see raised whenever the Rolf Lure is discussed, which is just that like it, removes all creativity. It's a homogenized way to get 5 targets and blah blah blah. And so then when you see someone opting to do that, strat that people say is boring or unimaginative or whatever, versus someone who kind of just wants to string together different targets in disguises as they move through the map. Then we get to kind of examine that thought process of like following the strat versus improving and see which one actually proves to be superior. So I'm always interested to see 2 strats go head to head. But
and maybe we'll see that here.
Yeah, we'll see. Here. Tell us what we have, Yanni.
I will. We have Fire Axe as Rolf Hirschmuller. We have Concealable Knife as Florida Man. We have Shotgun as Spiker. We have a Loud Explosive Weapon as Bartender. And we have SMG as Club Crew.
Interesting. All right, so to me, this looks like a spin that could qualify for Rolf Lure.
I mean, as for me, it definitely always takes a bit of time to digest like a Berlin spin. It's not that easy as so some maps, especially 2-target maps, maybe you can look. Oh, damn, easy. We go reload in this way immediately.
Sure.
I always struggle a bit, you gotta think a bit about it. What would be the best approach? But of course, also not too long, because if you just load in, probably it's at some point better. But I do agree that, of course, you have 4 of the 5 disguises downstairs. Or you already have 3 of the 5 disguises when you do the Rolf Lure, and then the 2 are also downstairs. The rest of the 2, and there's no items you need to get. You can bring in the Concealable Knife.
Ducker's gonna be doing Ducker's doing the Rolf Lure for sure.
Yes. I mean, it does make sense if you're comfortable with it. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense here. I think Ashton is not gonna do that. But we'll see what he's gonna do.
We got ourselves an accident here.
There's also a point to be made. Like for this spin, I would say you could make a point for either. You could make a point for Rolf Lure, and you could also just as well make a point for not doing Rolf Lure. So. Yeah, interested how fast it's gonna be.
Yep. Yeah, I'm curious to see too. Obviously, if Rolf Lure for in some sick twist of fate were like banned in like roulette competitions, right, and players had to like come up with other strats to do this, obviously there would be ways to do it without it being the Rolf Lure. What was going on there with Ducker?
But problem for Ducker. So of course he wanted to do peekaboo the first agent into the room, but he walked too far out of the door, I think, and got
recorded by the camera.
One of the bike. No, instead, I guess lured, like, definitely. So the suspicion bar for one of the bikers that guard
Oh,
the
is that what that
entrance, they're
was?
filled up a bit. I didn't think it would be enough to override a peekaboo. But maybe he didn't want to take the risk. I don't know. I guess he just restarted immediately. That sets as Ashton took a lot more time with planning. That sets us a bit more equally on the in-game times. So you can compare the strats.
Okay,
Of course, Ashton now gets the first kill immediately.
Yeah, he started biker and then ran out to get Thames at the back of the truck there, takes his disguise and kills him with an SMG, with his own SMG, actually. So he's got Thames down. Ducker is still working on initiating this Rolf Lure here. He's going to be trying to get this peekaboo here again right now with... Is that Davenport? I think that's probably Davenport there.
That should be.
Oh, not Davenport. That's what's his face?
Chamberlain.
That's it. Chamberlain.
I for some reason those two agents I sometimes mix up. All other agents, no problem, but Davenport and Chamberlain I sometimes just mix up.
Yeah, Davenport's the one who goes under the bag of bricks outside to the chill out area. He's an easy one to get with like falling objects or consume poison.
Oh well.
Okay. So Ducker's Ducker's working on getting these guards pacified here. There's Thames, who he's knocking down. Ashton has Green down on the roof up here and is going to shoot Lure Banner up to the roof.
There you go. He got 2 single shots out of the SMG before getting.
I saw that.
Shooting off. That was very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if the item he has in his hand right now is a shotgun. That of course would be a quick second kill. Now I guess you could ask why he doesn't do that for Green, but I think he's gonna want to do that for the loud explosive. But I mean, I don't know actually what his plan is here, but I guess that could make sense. I think maybe he even dropped the loud explosive there already. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. He detonated a trigger of some kind. It said silent takedown. I don't know what exactly happened there, though.
I don't know anyway. But we will just focus on what we can see on our screen right now, is that Ashton killed the second target as shotgun, with shotgun as a biker, so that's 2 kills down for him. Meanwhile, Ducker, still, I think, nearly completed the Rolf Lure. I think he still needs to, he still needs to kill the guard, yeah, still waiting outside, but he has killed all the agents.
All right, so he's got all of his targets laid out in front of him here. He just needs to... Okay, so Ashton also got his second kill there. He got his shotgun biker kill.
Exactly, and now Ducker has, as you said, all targets KO'd. Now gonna work on the disguises and items. Meanwhile, and we can see how that compares to Ashton, who is now working on his third target. Which we can just speculate about, which is it's gonna be.
There was a guard who was like floating up in the air on Ducker's screen.
Well, that's nice, yeah. What's interesting, I think Ashton forgot the fire axe. Or maybe he didn't forget some. He went past by one. He could have taken that with him, but there's another down here, so that shouldn't be a problem. Just thinking about that, and of course in the Berlin spin, it's you have so much to think about. You can't think about all at the same time, so I totally get that.
And with Florida Man being a part of this spin as well, that's definitely something. I think we just saw Ducker run and set an emetic device at Florida Guy's feet, I think. But you definitely don't want to let him get too far away, because to my knowledge, he can still kind of wander off the map and see people that he's not meant to see. So
yeah, teleport up. He does normally do that. Yeah, it's definitely smart to get him as quick as possible so that he can't teleport up.
So Ducker gets him. He's boxed up, and he now has the disguise now as well. Good to see.
Yeah, that's very cool. And of course it means Ducker can start killing all the Asians quite quickly now.
Yeah.
Gonna take this thing up here.
He still, I think. Oh, the fire axe is actually right outside Rolf's office too, isn't it? So that's not a difficult item to
pretty
get.
much here. Yeah. It's also downstairs. He doesn't have to go up to get anything. There's also a bartender down here. So, even the fire axe already is here, already prepped. So.
Now the
Yeah, it really
concealable knife, someone drops. Is it green? Green drops a concealable knife, or he drops a combat
yes, green,
knife?
but yeah, concealable knife is easy to bring in. Daka is bringing it in. He just missed the throw. Now gonna throw it again.
Nice. All right, now he's got his fire axe Rolf Hirschmuller kill. Ashton's tried to hide so many bodies in this little tiny bathroom here.
Yes, yes, KO'd 2 guards and Chamberlain. Is gonna leave Chamberlain here. I think he's waiting for Monty to come down. And then want to KO him in here as well, I guess. I guess that's the reason for hiding all the bodies. I would say. I mean, there's also the box nearby, and you don't have to get them all in there.
Yeah, it's just comical seeing like all of these like ankles
Yeah.
and shoulders being pulled over one another. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and he does decide to box one in there now. The Montgomery is coming now. I mean, now the lead is slowly transitioning to Ducker. He even has more kills down now already.
Yeah, Ducker gets
Got
his shotgun
the-
kill now as well, in addition to the
Yeah,
fire axe
before-
kill.
As we said, the fire axe was there. Rolf, of course, was there, so that's easy. Shotgun biker was also there, was easy. Now he has to be careful. I think he maybe no, he didn't peek a one. All good. Got the club crew and the fourth kill.
Now,
And now he only needs the bartender disguise.
yes. Just a bartender, and then you're good to go. Ashton's got Montgomery walking through the room here. He's going to take out his little following guard. He does get unconscious witness, but it doesn't matter.
It's not exactly not a problem. It's just on Montgomery. So he has 2 targets more down, but it's just moving a bit too slowly to compete against the Rolf Blue. Ducker now is infiltrating the bar from behind. Oh, it's even perfect timing here. The bartender guy is on his break right now,
Mm-hmm.
so doesn't need to lure anyone. Can just box him up right there, and get that. I think he already set an explosive below an agent. Yeah, he's pulling the trigger.
There it is.
Oh, he's already okay. Of course, no
And
one
he's
will
done.
hear that. I was, of course, for a second, I'm so used to loud explosives being exit kills that I thought, well, okay, he has, why is he triggering it already? But
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. So he can change back into biker and run to the exit, and that should be it for Ducker.
Yeah, he was already, that was the soundproof room there in the office there. He got a loud shotgun kill there, and then
Yeah.
the last target killed had that loud explosive set up underneath him. So GG's. Ducker getting that spin done in 7 minutes and 9 seconds in game time. And very short planning phase too. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's outside of what the world record range is for a spin.
Mostly because I had that one restart. If he didn't have that restart, then still was planning it wouldn't have been enough, but it would have been a bit closer at least. But
Yeah.
still, very fast Berlin, so nothing against to say.
Oh yeah, for sure. Incredibly well played. Really impressive stuff there. So, but GG's to both players, and Ducker will be taking 4 points back to their points pool, and Ashton's taking 2 points back to their points pool.
Exactly, and I think that's yeah. I mean, it's a pretty fair result, and I think it's also important for both players. They have Ducker, of course, is a bit of the favorite in this group, as it's the 6-time R champion and first seed. So I think Ashton, it's always important to take those 2 points with you too, and those 4 points as well. Every point helps.
Absolutely, and to take
everything's
2 points off of Ducker as well. That's no small feat.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. As we have been saying, Ducker's pretty fierce competition. 6-time roulette champion. Obviously, I mean, look at what we just beheld. That's a very experienced and well-practiced player. So to put on a performance that challenges and overcomes a competitor like that's absolutely something to be proud of. So GG's.
Definitely.
And GG's to both.
Yeah, both played really well. I mean, it gave us a great match. So yeah, how does that? How do those points?
Let's
fall
take
up
a
to
look
the group?
here. So looking at Group D, this is Group D, and we'll run through the whole rank here. And rank 1, we've got GK Punk, who has 18 points, has already played 4 of the 8 matches needed. Then in second place, we've got That Observer with 16 points, also played 4 of 8 matches. Ashton's in third place with 9 points, having played 4 of 8 matches. Then in 4th place, we've got Ducker, who has played 2 matches so far with 8 points. And then at the back here, the back 4 positions of Group D, we have T-Nort with 6, Tenega with 2, Plant Speaker with 1, and Pinuer, who hasn't played any matches yet. So the deadline is fast approaching, everyone, for the end of group stages. So make sure you are reaching out to your fellow group members and are trying to get those matches scheduled. You don't want to be scrambling to get like 8 matches scheduled in less than 7 days. Trust me. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your competitors. So let's take a look here at again our upcoming matches. I know we looked at this at the start, but
So
different audience
recommended.
here now. Yeah, still recommended. So upcoming matches for the rest of Saturday. There are many. There are very many matches. We have, I'm going to read off the times in Eastern Standard Time for my
Go
fellow
ahead.
Americans. If you are, they're on the screen in Central European Summer Time. And if you would like to visit hitmaps.com, you can see them in your local time zone listed there. So we have Swastik versus It's the Alex in 45 minutes. Also in 45 minutes, we will have Mr. Mike versus Gordini Roy. Another match in 45 minutes. We got 3 matches in 45 minutes. We got Swastik versus It's the Alex, Mr. Mike versus Gordini Roy, and then Tenega versus Ashton. Then, an hour after that, we've got Pack versus Osh, and also some random person versus the buff guy at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Then at 12 noon, 2 matches. We've got FE302 versus Igor, and then we've got Gorge versus the buff guy. Later on in the afternoon at 1, we have Kalame versus Joker and Observer versus Pinuer. And then we have a bit of a break in the afternoon. Our matches resume at 7 and 9 p.m. We've got Reaper 47 versus It's the Alex, and Plant Speaker versus Tenega 74. So, busy Saturday, and then also very busy day tomorrow. Tons of matches lined up for tomorrow. So, keep your eyes peeled to the Hitmaps or the Hitman category on Twitch. Visit hitmaps.com for that full schedule of matches if you're interested. Yannini, do you have any thoughts that you care to share with our viewers before we sign off?
Really, I just, it was a really nice match. Thank you so much for having me on. I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially, also the nice chat before. I was really happy that the match actually did happen now. That's very nice.
Yes.
And yeah, just thank you for casting. It's very nice.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Always a pleasure to cast these matches. Thank you for joining me. Frody, thank you for adminning the match. Viewers and lurkers and chatters, thank you guys for supporting the Hitman community and the Hitman events. These are a lot of fun. They're really important to a lot of people, and hopefully you all enjoyed yourselves. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for making it happen. We are going to raid. There's a fellow streaming right now. His name is the Casual Hitman. Don't let his name fool you. He's actually he's pretty practiced. He's not so casual with how much he plays it. We are unable to raid. Why is Twitch never lets me raid people? Come on.
No.
Come on, Twitch. Why are you so broken? Unbelievable. All right, well, everyone just click yourself over here to this stream and hang out for a little bit until the next roulette match in 45 minutes. Go hang out there with Casual, and as always, thanks again, Yannini, thank you, and we will see you all at the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you out there.